We've decoded the intel from the First Order spy, and it confirms the worst.
Somehow, Behavior have broken 2v8 even more. Behavior, I have to ask you guys, do you have some kind of internal bet to see who can break the game the most? Because by Jove, you've done it again. It's happened so often. We've gone through the 5 stages of grief and I'm at acceptance. The game's broken, let's be honest. At this point, I'm just wondering how much more the next update is going to break it. And quite frankly, I'm here for the ride. So Behavior released another 2v8 mode. There was basically only one major change to it because we got no new killers or anything like that, and that was the new matchmaking system to reduce the queue times for killer. Let's check in and see how that's going. In their quest to fix queue times, they've magically broken them even more. Behavior really just hitting home runs these days with shitty updates. It's almost impressive.
Yes. I see. Good news, everyone!
They fixed the issue, guys, and it took them less than 24 hours. A new record. Not only this, but they didn't bandage fix it by kill switching the entire play while you wait feature. They managed to address the queue issues without kill switching the feature, which is a genuine nice surprise. I tested 2v8 Survivor, I tested the play while you wait, and I tested 1v4 Survivor, and all 3 queues popped relatively quickly. I wasn't sat in them for 10 minutes.
If you do the thing, and you do it right, and you don't fuck it up, it works. It just works.
And before somebody says, but JC, what about the killer queues? If you think I'm going to sit there in a 45-minute killer queue to get no useful data...
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Not only this, but we'll be compensated 5 million blood points.
Nice.
Behavior gave everyone a much needed break from DBD by breaking the queues and making it unplayable, and then they're gonna compensate us for it. Now that's a win-win in my book. I would like to point out this line in their update on this, however, where they said, our initial results look promising long-term in regards to the play while you wait feature. How could you possibly know this, Behavior? The queues were literally broken, and the play while you wait feature was even more broken and barely functional, so how could you come to the conclusion that it looks good in the long term? It's just silly. Other than this though, there's no complaints here. Next, 2v8 as a whole. As we said earlier, the queue system was the main thing they changed, so unfortunately, it's still shite and Survivor is still painfully boring. 99% of the fun on Survivor Behavior is creating builds. Having 4 preset builds with 0 flexibility in your game, which has the entire progression system built around creating builds, is very fucking boring.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
It's even more obvious when the incentive to play Survivor is a 5 times blood point bonus, which is literally pointless as a bonus if you only play 2v8 because you can't do anything with blood points in the mode. You can't even show off your level anymore. Blood points hold 0 purpose in 2v8, so having that be the incentive to play Survivor is stupid. I want to run 8 scene partner Garland Gulls or Claire Bears. I don't want to show what generator I'm working on to my teammates or have windows of opportunity in Sprint Burst. That's fucking boring. But let's get into the small changes they did do.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
First on Killer, they took the only fun class and they nerfed it. Then they changed Legion. That's about it, so nothing interesting there. They added 2 new maps of Larry's and Shattered Square. Didn't get them in the 2 hours I played, so I have no idea how they are. I do enjoy Larry's on the whole though, so hopefully that will be fun, if I ever get to play it. We'll get on to the biggest change, and that's the rework to the Guide class. They added Blastmine and Wiretap to this class. Now, the way they worded it made us all think that they just slapped Wiretap and Blastmine on top of the old Guide effects. Now, I'm happy to report that that's not the case. What they've done is replace the the old effects with Wiretap and Blastmine. Wiretap is the effect you gained after you've been hooked, whereas Blastmine is the one that you've always got. One of my biggest problems with 2v8 in the previous iterations was how ludicrously overpowered Guide used to be. You would slam generators really fast solo, and if you ran around with other Guide users in a Swift, there was literally nothing the killer could do, since completing a gen would then make the next gen that you jumped on instantly gain half its progress. This rework is a double-edged sword, however. On the one hand, it is much more balanced now, but changing the broken class into more of a meme one. But on the other hand, it's going to be really annoying for the killers. One of my pet peeves is devs and survivors pretending that Blastmine is just a haha funny meme perk. 5-second uncounterable stuns and blinds, which you have no way of knowing is on a generator, is simply not a fun mechanic to play into, especially with multiple users of it in a match. Imagine a similar mechanic but the other way round, where a killer could trap a generator and the survivor would then be Blastmined and be unable to do anything for an extended period of time, and it happened over half the time that you touched a generator.
It's not like eruption's about to happen anyway. Well...
Oh wait, we had exactly that, didn't we? And they removed the effect as a whole. It's almost like being unable to play the game with zero counterplay isn't a fun mechanic. And I say that as someone who mains one of the 2 killers in the game who can actually bypass the perk. It is, however, very fun to do. I can't deny double blinding the killer with Blastmine is a fun thing to do, but I highly doubt this Oni enjoyed being animation locked for 10 seconds. Now, you might be able to bypass this with your killer friend by having them kick the gen while you're Blastmined, but you know, I wasn't able to test it. Other than that, the mode is basically the same, and my opinions haven't changed. 2v8 is a mode with an arse ton of potential, but for some reason, behavior insists on making it as bland as humanly possible. There's only so many times you can be wombo comboed by 2 killers before Survivor gets boring, and the list of killers is still way too small. At this rate, by the time we get half the killer roster in the mode, Skull Merchant will be on her 45th rework, and even if every single killer was in the game, sitting for 45 minutes to get a match simply is not worth it, and there is no gameplay that this game can offer that is going to be worth a 45-minute queue time. Anyway, that's all from me, gamers. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.